John, a couple of weeks to go now. Probably not much to play for in terms of position on the ladder, but what are you hoping to get out of the last couple of weeks?
Good intense effort. A couple of wins would be nice.
So hoping to keep winning, maybe build a bit of momentum heading into the pre-season.
Well, no, I'm not big on momentum into pre-seasons because one season finishes and a new one starts. You don't take any momentum, but you do learn from every game you play. So, yeah, guys have got the opportunity to show that they want to be in our best team going forward over the next couple of weeks as well.
Probably get asked the same question at the end of every year. The blokes playing for their careers, I guess, over the last couple of games.
I always say that every game you put your career on the line through injury and form.
John, will Andrew Embley get to 250? And if so, this week or next week?
It's leaning at this stage towards next week.
Is that a recovery issue, or would you rather he got it at home, sort of like a farewell game in front of all the fans?
Yeah, I think to have one more game at Patterson Stadium in front of the people who have watched him over the last 14 years, yeah, I think would be pretty good. I think he warrants that sort of respect.
Do you think he'll retire?
Do I think he'll retire?
So you think he'll retire?
I expect that it's heading that way.
And Adam Selwood a chance for one more game as well?
Possibly, yeah. I mean, Adam's form's really good. Yeah, he's been held out of the side probably the last week or 2 weeks because of the opportunity to give some younger players a game.
Just back on Embers, about 6 weeks ago, he indicated that he was pretty keen to play on next year. What's changed since then?
6 weeks, long time for 32-year-olds. You hit the wall. We want to try it when you're about 45.
Did you have a chat with him and just?
Oh, I talk to him regularly about how he's tracking and how he's feeling, and yeah, look, it's not a fait accompli. There's a lot that has to happen in terms of finalising what your list's going to look like the following year. Senior and experienced players can offer a lot on your list over and above just how well they run out and play each week. So. All those things have to be assessed, but I know Andrew was wavering a little bit in that it was starting to question how much he could add value to the squad next year.
John, if not in Andrew's case, certainly maybe in your own, they say sometimes you wake up one morning and you feel as if you maybe can't produce the same level. Can you relay that in your case, or certainly Andrew's situation after discussions you've had with him?
In terms of how I felt as a player?
Well, sometimes, yeah, in terms of...
yeah, like I was about 3 years out. I woke up one day like that when I was 24 or something. Gusted out for a few more years.
But they do say that sometimes Andrew 6 weeks ago thought he might be right to go on, but it can happen pretty quickly.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, Jacko, he curled his toes up about round 6, I reckon, in his last year. Is that right? Remember he retired mid-year? That's Jacko.
So after a year like this, when you do your review, does it become a little bit more, not brutal, but more sort of, do you cut deeper even?
Not really, Barra, no. You try to, at this level, you have to challenge yourself pretty intensely every year. So, we made changes after we won the premiership in 2006 to our list. Because you have to keep moving. Stephen Armstrong didn't remain on our list too much longer after becoming a premiership player. Rowan Jones sort of finished up fairly young after helping us win a premiership. So, yeah, you've got to make those calls every year. In
terms of recruitment, Johnny, is a small forward or maybe bolstering your midfield? Is there one area that you think might need addressing more than another? Yeah,
there is. I won't declare that here, but we talk about that. When we go into the draft, we put a lot of work into strategies going into the draft, and until you know what your picks are, you're sort of just talking generally. Once you know where your picks sit, you can start to get a bit of a feel for which players are likely to be around those picks, what types of players, and which ones you would have as your focus. Last year I don't think we had a pick until 40s maybe. So it was a bit different this year. It's likely at this stage, unless we trade one of our high picks out, we'll have a high pick, which will be great.
Is trading a serious consideration for you at this stage?
There's only limited ways to move forward in this game. Trading's one of them, and you have to seriously consider it across the board. Otherwise, you're missing potential opportunities to grow your list. So the trade and the draft are the two key areas that we have to look at. But to get one, you have to give up the other. You know, to trade in a quality player, you've either got to give up what's rated as a really high quality player or your first pick, and then that affects what you go into the draft with. So there's the criteria that we've got to look at in terms of our strategies.
And with Daniel Kerr, will it be sort of he does pre-season, you see how he's tracking then, and that's when you sort of make the final decision, or
what decision?
In terms of whether he goes on or doesn't go on? Or
Well, he's on the list.
You've got a contract, yeah. But
Yeah.
could there be any way that he would be off the list?
Well, if he retires, he'd be off the list.
Has he spoken about that, or was he?
No, he hasn't spoken to me about it. No, all our discussions have been about getting him right to play on. And as I said, we're hopeful that his latest bout of knee surgery, if he has no hiccups and his knees hold up, if he has a good pre-season, he can play AFL footy.
So a young team this week, John, do you think to face Collingwood?
Sorry, I missed this. Is it
Leaning towards a young team this week?
the squad that we're looking at selecting, it looks a pretty solid squad. With obviously, there's a few young players in there like Scotty Lycett and maybe Adam Carter or Blaine Wilson. Cripps and Shepherd are sort of not really young players now, but we see them as developing players on our list. So, but they've been playing. So,
Matt Prittis said yesterday that he felt that the team had underachieved this year, and he said he felt that attitude was an issue early against Geelong and had been an issue at other times this year, and that the team had been flat when it had no reason to be flat. Do you agree with that as an assessment?
I don't know exactly which situations Matt's talking about. So if we can specifically talk about Geelong and, the first 10 minutes of the game, either we were flat or unable to put any pressure on them, which depends which way you want to look at it. Were they just too slick for us up and going early? I've been involved in games where we've jumped teams and gone really well early, but it's fair to say that this year has been an underachieving year. There's no doubt about that. It's really disappointing, and we're all accountable for it. And Saturday night against Geelong was very disappointing. It was the equivalent, I believe, of the Richmond game earlier in the year, which was no better a game for us. It was just as disappointing.
John, last night on radio you indicated you'd like to go on for a couple of years. I'm not sure if you said it in those exact words, but you...
Yeah, no, I don't know how I said it. I've said it that many times. From the start of the year when I said I'll discuss it at the end of the year, as soon as you say that, people ask every week. So I should just say, I'll talk to you every week about it, and then no one will ask me. Is that how it works?
Well, we've got a couple to go, so I may as well keep it going.
Yeah, keep it going.
So are you envisaging the club's on the same page with regards to a couple of years? Is that your...
Well, no, we haven't got to that point yet of talking about it. Take a stab.
Well, one or two?
Yeah, 50-50 you got. Chance of getting it right. Have a punt at it, mate.
I probably will.
Go for it. I can have a punt at it as well.
It wouldn't work.
I would punt to two rather than one,
Yeah.
but say it's more than the odds are better than 50-50 for you now.
You'd want two, Bush, though, wouldn't you? Want 2 years?
I'd like to talk to the club about that, but my last 2 or 3 contracts have been 2 years length, so I've got a bit of a liking for 2-year contracts. So put it all together. Let's back 2 years in.
Would you cop one if they said one?
Don't know. I'd have to work out why. Why is it only one? Yeah.
John, has any other club been in touch? Brisbane, I mean, at present, you are not a contracted coach for 2000.
After Saturday night, I might be ringing them. Yeah.
So, no?
No, they haven't. No.
And with Luke Shuey, you want to play him this week. finish off the year? There's no way of putting him away or anything like that with that hammy. No. He wants to play.
No, he's been ruled out this week, unfortunately. He felt his hammy grab in the game the other night. He only indicated that post-game. He did it in the second quarter, or felt it in the second quarter. Could still run at speed, but he's had a run around today and can still feel some awareness there. So Luke's unavailable this week, maybe right next week.
You've shelved Mike McCraw and Nick Naitanui. It was just a case of we're out of finals contention now.
No, Nick would be right. As I said, we'd give Nick 2 weeks' notice, we'd get him up ready to play. But there's, unless I actually initiated that 2 days ago, he's not going to be right for Adelaide. And we're not progressing beyond that at this stage. I don't think that's possible. So if some miracle happens, then we could get Nick up and be ready to play.
And Mark.
No, he's in having surgery on his knee.
Can you expand on that at all? Is it just clean up?
Just a clean up, yeah, but his knee's been sore for a number of weeks. Considering his fractured ribs holding him out, then elected to get it fixed now.
Is it reconstructed knee or the other one?
Can't answer that, sorry. I'm not sure. But it's not related either way. It's not related to his reconstruction, but I'm not sure if it's that knee or not.
With Nick, if you say he might have been able to play in 2 weeks, does that mean in terms of ongoing issues, do you think he'll need to go for surgery or anything?
No, I've said a few times he doesn't need surgery.